Hello everyone, this side Nitu Singh, Assistant Professor of Indraprastha Law College. So in this lecture we are going to discuss the registration of trademarks in intellectual property law. So let's start. Okay, so what is exactly you can say that in intellectual property law, any person claiming to be the owner of the trademark or supposed to use the trademark in future, for this he may apply in writing to the appropriate registration in a prescribed manner. Okay, so the application must contain the name of the goods, mark and service, class of goods and the services in which it falls, name and address of the applicant, and duration of use of the mark. Okay, so basically what is exactly the effect of the registration? So the registration of a trademark shall, if valid, give the exclusive right to the registered proprietor to the use of trademarks in respect of goods and services of which the trademark is registered, and also to obtain relief in respect of the infringement of the trademark. So that's why this is the reason the registration is important. Okay, so there are some conditions of registration given in this slide. What is it that the central government, by mentioning in the official gazette, appoint a person to be known as the controller general of the patents, design and trademark. Okay, who shall be the registrar of the trademark. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एक गैजेट के थ्रू एक पर्सन को अपॉइंट करती है जो कि आपका ट्रेडमार्क का रजिस्ट्रार होगा, एंड द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में अपॉइंट अदर ऑफिसर्स आल्सो इफ दे थिंक दैट दे आर appropriate for the purpose of discharging under the superintendence and direction of the registrar. Okay, and the next process, registrar appoint हो गया. उसके बाद the registrar has the power to transfer or withdraw the cases by in writing with reasons mentioned. Okay, so under section 6 of Trademark Act discuss the maintenance of a registered trademark. Okay, so it gives for the preservation of records in computer, और आप कह सकते हो head office wherein particulars of registered trademarks and other prescribed particulars except notice of the trust shall be recorded. ऑफिस में ये सारी चीज़ें रखी जाएंगी. सबसे पहले सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट आपके लिए एक रजिस्ट्रार अपॉइंट करेगा. ठीक है, रजिस्ट्रार अपॉइंट होने के बाद आप जो प्रोसेस है रजिस्ट्रेशन का, उसके बाद उसके कुछ उसको हेल्प के लिए और भी ऑफिसर्स अपॉइंट किए जा सकते हैं. सेक्शन 6 में किस तरीके से मेंटेनेंस होगा वो मेंशन्ड है. ठीक है, उसके बाद रिफ्यूज़ल भी होगा रजिस्ट्रेशन का. ऑब्वियसली अगर आप रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं और देयर आर सम रीजंस जो कंडीशंस फुलफिल नहीं हो रही हैं, उनके नहीं होने पे रिफ्यूज़ल होगा रजिस्ट्रेशन का. सो रिफ्यूज़ल ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन इज डिफाइंड इन सेक्शन 9 ऑफ द एक्ट. The trademark which can be lacking any distinctive characteristic or which consist exclusively of marks or signals which can be used in trade to indicate the kind, fine, quantity, supposed grounds, values, geographical origin, and also a time of production of goods or rendering of the offerings or different characteristic of the goods, or you can say offerings which consist solely of marks or identification which have come to be average in the present language. That mark are not entitled to registration except it is confirmed that the mark has in fact acquired a new character as a result of use before the date of application. So this is the ground जहाँ पर आपका registration के लिए application जो है वो refuse होएगी. Okay. Okay. ठीक है. These are the, it gives that a mark shall not be registered as trademark जब कि if frauds the public or causes confusion. ठीक है, देयर इज एनी मैटर टू हर्ट रिलीजियस, आपका रिलीजियस थॉट्स को अगर कुछ हर्ट करने वाला मैटर है तो देयर इज एन सेंस और कुछ obscene kind of matter है, okay, and its use is prohibited. It provides that if a mark contains exclusively of a the shape of goods which from the nature of goods, or b the shape of good which is needed to obtain a technical result, or the shape of good which gives substantial value of goods, then it shall not be registered as trademark. So these are the conditions कि जब भी trademark register नहीं किया जाएगा. Okay. And here are some test of similarity. What is it? If one mark is deceptively similar to another, the essential features of the two are to be considered. They should not be placed side by side to find out if there are any differences in the design, and if they are of such a character to prevent one design from being mistaken for the other. It would be enough, you can say, if the disputed mark has such an overall similarity to the registered mark as it likely to deceive a person usually dealing with one to accept the other if offered to him. Okay, and इससे रिलेटेड आपको एक यहाँ पे केस दिया हुआ है मैंने, मोहम्मद इकबाल वर्सेस मोहम्मद वसीम का. एंड ओके, इसके बाद जो नेक्स्ट पॉइंट है दैट इज व्हाट इज एग्जैक्टली द प्रोसीजर एंड व्हाट इज द ड्यूरेशन ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन. ओके, no, one more thing we left, I guess we skipped one slide. Okay, so here are some relative grounds for refusal of registration in section 11. Okay, section 11 gives relative grounds for the refusal of registration of a trademark. A trademark can't be registered if its identity with an earlier trademark and similarly or goods or services. Okay, it's similarly to an earlier trademark and the similarly of goods, and there is a probability of confusion. And it also gives that a trademark cannot be registered which is identical or similar to an earlier trademark, and also which is to be registered for goods and services which are not similar to those for which earlier trademark is registration in the registered in the name of a different proprietor. So these are some relative grounds जहाँ पर registration का refusal होगा, and that are given in section 11. Okay. Next is your procedure and duration of registration. Okay, so the procedure क्या है और duration क्या है यहाँ पर mention है. मैंने पूरा आपको elaborate करके already slide में mention कर दिया है. Just go through with this. The registrar on the application made by proprietor of the trademark. So these are ना step by step process आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन का आपको यहाँ पर मिलेगा. ठीक है, ओके. सो वन मोर थिंग, ओके, this is the procedure and duration. So I have also given one slide related with international registration of a trademark. Okay, international registration जो आपका है trademark का, उसमें कुछ थोड़ी सी आपको यहाँ पर two methods मिलेंगे जिसके थ्रू हम फाइल करते हैं. International application in each foreign country and the international application under the Madrid system. तो this is the international registration of a trademark. उसका process क्या है, कैसे आपको approach करना है, these all things are mentioned in both two slides, this one and this one. Okay, so when we are talking about the registration, so why registration is important and what are the conditions of registration and absolute grounds of registration which is given in section 9 of this act. Okay, and one more thing, relative grounds for refusal of registration, that is mentioned in section 11, and procedure and duration of registration, that is also given. And I have also given the slide for the international registration of the trademark. Okay, so what is exactly the effect of registration, effect of registration is equal to why registration is needed. The registration of a trademark shall, if valid, give the exclusive right to the registered proprietor to the use of trademark in respect of goods and services of which the trademark is registered, and also to obtain relief in respect of the infringement of the trademark. Okay, infringement and passing off. We have these two topic left. Okay, so in this lecture we studied about the conditions of registration, refusal, absolute grounds for refusal of registration, test of similarity, what is exactly the procedure and duration of registration, and international duration of registration क्या है वो हमने देखा इस lecture में. Will continue in our next lecture with the topic of infringement of trademark. Okay, so that's it for this lecture. We'll continue in a next lecture with a new topic. Thank you so much.